Imagine that you're a retail worker on a 9 to 5 shift. A man comes up to you and starts a friendly conversation with you. He politely requests you go to the back of the store to look for an item. As you reach down to pick up an item, you hear a bang, and everything goes black. For 6 sorry victims, that fate was their reality. From April to May 1992, a series of 6 murders occurred in several shops ranging from Kansas to Indiana, all located along Interstate 70. Due to all the incidents being located hundreds of miles apart, it took authorities some time to realize they had a serial killer on their hands. Before extensive search efforts could begin, many lives had already been ruined. This is the unsolved story of the mysterious Interstate 70 killer. On April 8, 1992, a gas station owner noticed multiple missed calls to the store from a nearby shop called Payless Shoe Source. Concerned, the owner sent employees over to check on the store. Upon arrival, it was found empty, and the cash register was open. This prompted employees to contact authorities. Upon investigation, officers discovered the body of 26-year-old woman Robin Fuldauer in the storeroom. She had been shot in the head. Authorities also noticed only a small amount of money had been taken from the register. Prior to the murder, witnesses had reported seeing a strange man sitting down on the curb across from the Payless Shoe Source, rummaging through a large bag. They noted that he was talking to himself and giggling. Another witness alleged that they had spotted the perpetrator trying to hitch a ride on the highway shortly after the shooting. Police assumed it had been a failed robbery and began a small search. Meanwhile, in Wichita, Kansas, police receive a call about an armed gunman in a bridal shop on April 11th. A man had gone into the shop for a pickup and found no employees upon entering. Instead, he found an armed man. The man attempted to act casual and lure the witness into the back room. Upon realizing something was off, he fled and contacted the authorities. After arriving at the scene, officers found the body of 32-year-old woman Patricia Majors and 23-year-old woman Patricia Trish Smith. They had both been shot in the head, and a small amount of money had been taken from the register. It was at this point that officers could form and publicize a criminal profile. He was described as a white male, 22 to 32 years old, around 6 feet tall, and weighing in at around 150 pounds. He was described to have short, dull red hair and beard stubble.
As police began a search, the killer struck again. Nearly 200 miles away in Terre Haute, Indiana, the body of Michael McCown was discovered behind the register of his mother's shop, Sylvia Ceramics. Like the other murders, he was shot in the back of the head, and a small amount of money was missing from the register. Michael's sex sets him apart from all the other victims. However, police theorize the killer may have mistaken him for a woman from behind, as the victim had long hair and pierced ears.
A customer entering this ceramic store made the horrible discovery this afternoon. Just inside the front window of Sylvia's Ceramics lay a man's body. 40-year-old Michael McCown, the shop's owner, suffered a single gunshot wound to the head. Vigo County Coroner Dr. Roland Kaur says beyond that, details are sketchy.
I really can't tell. This is not the ideal circumstance to investigate. The wound is in an awkward place, partially covered by a hairline, so trying to estimate range of fire is really hard at this time.
Police officers investigating the homicide combed both the inside and outside of the store for clues that might help unravel the mystery.
We've conducted some neighborhood canvassing, and we're still in the process of that, and just hope for some sort of lead to give us some direction.
Newport says a search of McCown's home turned up a date book of names and addresses. Police say they'll be contacting people who knew the man to piece together his life. Meanwhile, family members of Michael McCown are now asking why his life had to end at all, a question police hope they can answer soon. Sean Quisenberry,
On May 3rd, at 6:15, the Boot Village Plaza shopping center in St. Charles, Missouri, was full of customers. However, Only 20 minutes later, the body of Nancy Kitzmiller was found in the back room. Just like the other previous cases, the victim was found with a gunshot wound to the back of the head, and money had been taken from the register.
Nancy was a very good person. She didn't deserve this.
Don and Carol Kitzmiller had been waiting 29 years to learn who killed their daughter.
Nancy was what you want your kids to be. She was sweet. She was caring and giving.
In May of 1992, the 24-year-old was working at Boot Village with plans to work for the Defense Mapping Agency.
If you walked in her store and you didn't know her, you were her friend when you left.
While police scrambled together search efforts, the killer would strike for his sixth and final time 200 miles away from his last murder in Raytown, Missouri. At 6:15 p.m., a video store owner witnessed a small establishment off Interstate 70 called a Store of Many Colors. After a short amount of time passed, the store owner heard a gunshot and then witnessed the same man leaving. Authorities were contacted, and after arriving on the scene, the body of 37-year-old woman Sarah Blessing was discovered. She had been shot in the back of the head, and $14 was missing from the cash register. The owner of the video store noted that the man seemed cool and calm, leaving the store in a casual manner as if nothing had occurred. After the sixth murder, multiple police departments connected the incidents due to their distinctive similarities. He targeted women working in small shops off I-70. In every case, the victim had been shot in the back of the head, small amounts of money had been taken from the register, and the murders were committed in broad daylight. Departments knew the perpetrator had no personal vehicle and concluded he must be a hitchhiker. Authorities used limited data, such as crime scene locations and hotel records, to put together search efforts. After publicly releasing the criminal profile, checking toll booth records, and conducting traffic stops across 3 states, 67,000 people matching his description were identified. Unfortunately, this list was far too large to accurately narrow down a suspect. As a result, the case was eventually abandoned. After the search efforts began, the murders stopped. In cases dealing with serial killers, this is considered unusual. Most spree killers don't quit. Usually, they are either caught or killed. Few serial killers have ever claimed so many lives in such a short time and then simply vanished. It was largely due to this that the Interstate 70 killer was never apprehended. The most recent update on the case was in 2012, on its 20th anniversary. Ballistics records were publicly released, revealing all the victims had been killed with .22 caliber bullets. Analysts determined that the weapon used was most likely an Intratec Scorpion pistol. Because of the pristine condition the bullets were found in, experts theorize that the killer may have had a career in firearm refurbishing. Due to the nature of the murders and the small amounts of money stolen, authorities concluded that the intention was never robbery. The perpetrator killed people for thrills. It is truly terrifying to be reminded that in the blink of an eye, lives can be changed or ended. If you or anyone you know has any information regarding this case, please contact your local police department. We still hope that justice can be served and that the victims' families can one day find closure. Thank you all for watching.